Ho 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 ho. Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and fellow League of Legends lovers, and maybe soon to be haters. Welcome back! It's at the crack of dawn at 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning. It's cold, I'm naked, and it's time to talk about some League of Legends. We're not reacting to anything today, kind of. We are kind of reacting to, I guess, the new system in place. So, for those of you who didn't watch my patch notes video, number one, you really should. But number two, if you've been living under a rock or don't follow league news, you'll also know that a lot of things were changed with the newest season coming out. And one of the changes that they've made, I don't think was either advertised well, or maybe I'm living under the rock, I don't know. But League is going into a really bad direction. Now, I've made other videos kind of like this in the past relating to skins and how quality was lowered. And again, if you've been in the loop, then you must have heard that more recently, the pass system has gone to change. So to kind of TLDR it, and I'll pull it up right here. This is the new pass. It's all Noxus themed. Basically, what's going on with League is Gacha is getting infused into it. We have the loot system here where before when you would click this tab, you would see, at least for me, my bountiful, loot cave. Like, look at all this loot, right? I'm basically like Smog. Excuse me. But now the first thing you see is the Sanctum, which is the new Gacha system. Now, one of the main problems, right? At the end of the day, this is a free to play game. But one of the main problems is kind of something similar that happens to Genshin Impact, where they're copying their other games and they're doing it worse. So, what do I mean by that? The Sanctum isn't kind of something completely new. Now, League has already been having gachas recently too with Masterwork chests where you can get the mythic chromas or mythic variants like God King Darius, God King Garen, of those effect. But this is where they're really taking a book out of TFT, and I'll show you here, right? In TFT, you have something called the Treasure Realms, for those of you who aren't familiar. And in this, you basically have another gacha system where there's drop rates, and, these are rotating, same thing as the Sanctum. And you basically have to try and get them. Now, kind of a little similar to to the Sanctum from League of Legends, TFT has sort of a pity system. Now, it's not really a number system, it's more these little coin systems here. But regardless, this is where it ended up actually might taking more rules for TFT, because TFT requires, I believe, above 90 if you're unlucky. If you're lucky, it's not as much. If you're unlucky, it's definitely going to take above 90. So TFT in some ways is worse. However, one of the main things with League Sanctum is the fact that even though there's pity, there's no other currency that you can use to really get it. It's really dumb. Now, that's not what we're here to talk about, right? This is just an example of Gacha really entering the game and kind of making it worse. This is where it kind of started with the legendaries degrading in quality, and it really reared its ugly head with the faker skin being like $500 at most, right? But the big thing that seems to be happening is, in one side of the coin, Riot is investing it back into the game, and they are giving us game modes like Swarm and Arena, which I'm sure costs them a lot of money, especially to keep up the servers, the extra servers for Swarm especially. But the biggest thing that really sucks now, besides the gacha entering the game, is this pass system. So they updated the pass system, and one of the biggest things they did was they took away player agency, they took away player choice. Another thing they took away, ironically enough, in the loot system here, not in the store, is the Mythic Shop. You can no longer spend your Mythic Essence all the way at the bottom here to get a chest, which I don't know why they did that. They said people didn't utilize it a lot, but at that point, if they didn't utilize it a lot, why not just keep it and why remove it? It's not like there's a limit to how many things you can have in this shop, at least I think. I don't know, but I can't think of any reason to remove it other than they don't want people to get more skins. Or maybe they want people to just spend their money on the expensive stuff. They're trying to eliminate cheap things. I don't know. But again, if you're trying to eliminate cheap things, why do you have these stupid ugly icons in here for Mythic Essence? It doesn't make sense. But either way, the main problem with this new Battle Pass, which a lot of people have noticed, and I actually have my sources this time too, is the fact that if you click here, right, Battle Pass XP, you notice I'm level 10. So number one, the Battle Pass now has different rewards. They copied TFT's Battle Pass, but in some ways it's better, in some ways it's worse. One of the things is you get Ancient Sparks, which can be used in the Sanctum. So that's one thing, right? You can get some currency, but you have to you have to pay to get it. The other thing is you get guaranteed skins in this, which is good. However, if you don't use these champions, you're shit out of luck. The old pass system gave you tokens, and you basically got to decide what you would get, which, again, they had player agency. You still get orbs, right? In the old system and in the new system, you still get orbs no matter what. But in the old system, you could choose to get more. You could choose to get the prestige skin. Now you have no choice. You have to get these certain skins, and these certain skins are only earnable in the battle pass, which means FOMO. So again, we're getting into really, really dangerous predatory territory. Nothing that affects gameplay, but this sours a lot of people's experience because a lot of people play for skins, they play for cosmetics. There's a reason you can't disable them in the game for other players. So, you get a banner, you get everything. There's a lot of crap filled in here too. Like, look, blue essence, orange essence. Orange essence is way more valuable for sure. But we have Warrior of Noxus title. We have to earn titles, which is, there's always going to be crap filled in the battle pass. We have the nice Renata skin, which looks heavenly. But, at level 50, we finally get Prestige Katarina. Now, in the old system, you would have to grind out 2,000 tokens, and people complain too, because if you don't have a lot of time, it's not hard to get to 2,000, but you can't really get more than 2,000. If you really grinded, you could get maybe 3. I think before I got like over 3, but it was rare. It was on a really long pass. The main issue becomes, again, there's no agency. If you didn't play Katarina, if you did not want the skin, and I'm not saying it's a bad skin, but if you didn't want it because you don't play her, you can opt to just transform it into orbs. Now you have no choice, so these passes lose a lot of value in my eyes. And the even worse part is, if you infinitely grind this, which you still can, thankfully, you don't get much. You get basically shit. You get blue essence and then some orange essence, literally like pennies. But that's not the main issue here either, believe it or not. The pass did ultimately get worse, and now free-to-plays it's harder to get skins, get shards, get legendaries in general. Free-to-plays are really suffering, and paid players are also suffering too. But one of the biggest problems is this, where we go to the missions tab. Now, they redid the missions tab, which is really nice. Before it was a little pop-out on the bottom right. Now it's its whole menu, which is really nice looking. However, this is the issue. When we go here and we see the repeating mission, which is, same as the old pass here, right? The repeating mission here is here. Earn 1.3 points per minute played of League. And this is where they actually did do it well. Not only do you get more for winning, you get 30%, but you also get 30% for playing with friends or as a pre-made. So you don't even have to play with friends, you can play with randoms, which is nice. However, the one thing I will give them with the friends thing, the social thing, is they only had that in the World's Pass for the first time, and it wasn't in any other pass. So now that it seems to be permanent, that is good. But look what it says above that. Match made game only, TFT excluded. This is where, once I saw this, I got pissed. Now, this goes into a very, very interesting topic, because at the end of the day, right, the League Pass is there for you to play League. Most of the rewards you're getting are going to be used in League, right? Back in the day, when they first introduced the pass system, you used to be able to buy eggs with the currency, with the tokens. You could buy orbs, or you could buy TFT eggs, so you could do both. So in the past, it made sense why, if you played TFT, you could still earn progress towards the League of Legends pass, even though most of the stuff was focused towards Rift, not TFT, which is a separate game. But the fact that they took this away is it's almost breaking the camel's back. It's the straw that broke the camel's back almost for me and for a lot of other players too. It doesn't make sense why I can't play what I want and not gain progress in both. This is ironically enough something that Fortnite recently changed where no matter what you play, you progress every pass. Now, you don't have to get every pass, but if you do, and there's free tracks in all of them too, so even if you don't get the passes, you still get free stuff in them from playing other game modes not even related to them. So Fortnite has it down right, as usual. But this is where, when it doesn't include TFT, it really alienates a certain amount of players. Now, I'll try and see it from Riot's perspective, but I can't see it in most other ways than evil. But obviously they're trying to get people to really play Rift. The main thing I see with this is they're getting greedy. A lot of people relatively are pissed, and this is the biggest question. Riot's probably thinking either A, this doesn't affect a wide enough player-based population, because how many people play both TFT and League? I think a good amount, but how many people get both passes? I don't know. I don't think it's a huge, huge amount, because you either play one or the other religiously. Not really both unless you're really casual, kind of like me. But this is where the other reason I could see Riot doing this, which is kind of the more nefarious one, is if you're one of those people like me who wants to get both passes, now you have to split your time against both. And what does that end up happening? Potentially, you can run out of time and you might be pressured because, again, FOMO with the skins, you might be pressured into buying levels for one of the passes before it ends. So it really is, I think, from Riot's perspective, just trying to squeeze money out of us. And this is where people have kind of noticed it. Again, Gacha is being introduced, and now we're having this where you can't cross progress. It's really fucking stupid. When I saw this, I was like, they better revert this. And they say they listen to the community, and they do listen to the community partly, but there's some things that obviously are without their consent too. It's coming from higher up on them. But it's just so stupid. Once I found this out, I was playing TFT for hours, and I was like, wait, my pass didn't go up at all, and this is why. So now you basically have to either play League or TFT, not or both if you get both passes. It's so stupid. Excuse me. Whew. By the way, here's the proof that people are upset. We'll bring it up right here. Hiya! So this is a Reddit post of someone noticing it on Teamfight Tactics, ironically enough. And people are basically all pissed. Now again, this might be the vocal minority, but a lot of people are upset here. And it got to the point too, where I guess it was a big enough deal where a website made an article about it. Now, at the end of the day, gaming journalists, maybe they have nothing better to write about because they already review games that suck and they rate them pretty well. But regardless, this is where some people are pissed. Well, rightly people are pissed. And I can't really think of a good reason as to why they did this. The same way I can't think of a good reason why they took out the chests in the crafting here and the loot thing with the Mythic Shop. They took it out because they're trying to make you really go for certain things. And for the pass change with not adding TFT XP counting, I really think it's because they're just trying to push you to have FOMO and waste your time more. Not waste your time more, but have you have less time, which potentially makes you buy levels. Which, if you do that, you know how expensive it is, which no one should do. But either way, that was basically it. I really don't like this change. I really hope they revert it. Sadly, the only way they will is if people basically speak with their wallet and stop spending money on it. I don't think, again, that it's going to happen because a lot of the population for this is pretty small, but who knows. Either way, I wanted to bring attention to this issue. I wanted to voice my frustration. I completely disagree with this. I think League is kind of crossing too many lines. They're not even skirting around lines. They're crossing lines where it's like, it's getting annoying. And again, on the Reddit, people are complaining, but it's Reddit, so it's to be expected. But this is really dumb. This is really stupid, and I really hope they revert this, although I don't think they will. But either way, tell me what you guys think. Tell me what your perspectives are. Are you going to keep spending money and buying the passes for both? Do you only do one or the other? What do you do? Either way, I hope everyone enjoyed. If you want to see more of me, watch me at twitch.tv/Tecnics channel. Eee! Hey, hi, hello everyone, it's me, post-editing Chris. So, there's something I found literally right after I recorded the video talking about all the bullshit that they're doing. And this is from one of the Riot employees themselves, Riot Mort. If you're familiar with TFT, as hopefully some of the people are watching this, then obviously you'll know this guy. I believe he's the community manager, but this was from about technically 2 years ago, but a little over 3, or a little near 3 because it's 2025 now. But this is where someone asked Mort why sharing Battle Pass XP is good. And Mort, again, a literal Riot employee, gives one of the best answers. So I'll play this out and we'll talk about it a little bit.
Hey Mort, can you talk about whether you think TFT and League sharing XP progression is a good system, especially since you worked on League levels, playing lore now and could really use some TFT Battle Pass? I think it's good. I think encouraging a player to play what they want and not feeling like they're forced to play something specific, I think is pretty good. So
he thinks it's pretty good. It is pretty good.
And so being able, like, if maybe I'm burnt out on the set, but I really want to complete my battle pass, and being able to play ARAMs to finish, I think is a good thing.
Look at this.
So, because really we just want players to be happy, right? We don't need to play TFT
right
every
there.
second of every day and burn out. So.
And that's it. So basically, to sum it up, it basically gives people, again, the agency and the option to do what they want. This is where it really doesn't make sense to me why they're doing it even more now. I always try and give the benefit of the doubt. I always try and play devil's advocate, but again, like I said before, like pre-editing me said, I don't see how this is good for anyone except Riot's bottom line. Because it's going to force some people to, again, maybe buy levels if they're running out of time because they have to play both now. At the end of the day, they don't want us to be happy anymore. And this is the proof. It's so stupid. It's really, really dumb. But either way, I just wanted to add this little tidbit in to show. And again, the biggest thing is, right? I play TFT because I get burned out on League. I play League because sometimes I get frustrated at TFT. Having options is the best thing. And this new system, it just ain't it, Chief. Either way, hope everyone enjoyed.